Hey everyone, welcome to another Haze Reverb video. This week we do not have too much going on, only a couple of new things which we'll go over real quick. The first one being Hurley is going to get the April monthly skin. You can't see it right now, at least not as of this recording. Possibly you might be able to see it after the daily reset. Most likely this video will go up after the daily reset. But yeah, when that happens, you can check here whether you can preview it. You should be able to, I think, I would say once the month rolls over and the skin is available on the banner. But it will be the day 15 login skin, so you can get that if you have or if you own a Hurley. Unfortunately, she is a limited unit. I'm not sure if you can get her anymore. I'm not sure if she's available in the story recap or not. But yeah, she is unfortunately a limited unit, so if you don't have her, yeah, there's not much you can do about it. You just have to hope for the story to rerun again for you to obtain a copy. But yeah, that is her skin coming out soon. And then if you go in the supplies, you'll see here that we are getting a rerun for T-Starry. This is going to be the second rerun for her. And unfortunately, because it's not like a initial release, we're not going to get a free copy of her. And if you do want to get a copy of her, you have to pull it on this banner using crystals or the Transcendent tickets if you have any. Now, if you want to get a copy for collection, that is perfectly fine. Like, I won't stop you from doing that. But my recommendation is don't pull for dupes to skill her up, because I mean, unless you know for sure you can reach rank 5, and you know you want to use it in PvP, then that I guess that's your choice. But in terms of resource usage, I think you're better off using your resources on pulling for Ren still. I think Ren is still the better unit. She does need more skill ups than Starry does, unfortunately, but you can get those over time through your Transcendent reverbs, which you can collect 10 per month from the requisition shop. So you could do that and eventually get her to high enough rank. I think you want her to be at least rank 8 from memory, preferably rank 10. So a very high investment unit, but she's the better one if you care about PvP. If you don't care about PvP, you can skip both of these entirely. Right? There's no reason to pull for any of these Transcendent units. You would just wait until the next one that is good for PvE. Alright, so that's PvP centric banners at the moment. Now, T-Star is not a bad unit, I would say. I think she's still decent, and she still is like a force check on team compositions. You still need to make sure that you have units that can tank Starry, otherwise she can just go run ramp and kill units. So she's still fine, but I just don't think she's worth putting your premium resources into her at the moment, especially because there's probably going to be more Transcendent units coming out over the next few months. So you may want to save up for something different, right? But if you're very close to reaching like rank 4 or rank 5 on her and you just need like one copy or whatever, then yeah, you may as well go for that and make her usable. But if you only have her base copy, then I don't think it's worth pulling for like an extra 4 to 5 copies or more, right? So that is my recommendation for the Transcendent banners. Now, the main topic of today's video is actually going to be about the current banners for the SSRs in the collab. And I wanted to discuss what I think you should prioritize if you are on a budget. Now, if you can get every single unit here for like their base copy and not like any dupes, that is like ideal, right? Because you will get a couple of them for free through the side story. Hopefully, you've done that already. And then it's a bit of a choice on whether you want to pull for the rest of them. Now, I think it is a good idea to get like the base copy of each one. Just to make sure that you have it, especially because it's a collab special, right? These are very unlikely to return. If they do come back, then great. But in my experience with collabs in previous games, it's very unlikely that collabs do return. They have to have like a reason to come back again, usually, right? I feel we're pretty lucky to get a second go at the Chain Soldier collab for Haze Reverb. But anyway, now let's go over all the banners, and I want to talk about them in order of what I think is like the ideal ones to pick up, right? If you have to make a choice on what you have to go for. The first one, or the first two, I should say, is between Shushu and Nei, right? So these two, I think, are the best ones out of all the units, including the new season 2 ones. Now, Shushu is still like one of the best auto taunters in the game. She provides a bit of utility as well with the armor debuff and all that. She's good in both PvP and PvE. Mostly for PvP, but yeah, she has uses in PvE as well. So all around the best unit out of all these banners available, right? So make sure you get a copy of her. Then Nei is primarily for Crusade raid. I guess you could technically use it in PvP if you make some sort of random nuke comp maybe. That's very hard to pull off. But if you want to do something fun like that, then Nei is probably good because she's one of the best buffing units in the game, if not the best. But for Crusade raid specifically, she's pretty much like top 3 of the supports, I would say. So she's very useful for that, and especially if you care about Crusade raid, then you'll want her for trying to push high ranks or the high points. Even if, outside of that, if you just want like a solid unit that you can use in pretty much every single Crusade raid, then Nei is great because you can fit her into every comp and she will help you, push or at least like defeat hell a lot easier, the hell difficulty, just because she provides so many buffs. So even if you're using like a budget DPS like Skadi or Her Majesty, then she's still going to be useful in helping you push through that, right? So that is Nei and Shushu. After that, I would say the next most useful for in terms of skill kit will be Tenka. So Tenka is primarily for Runabis. Now, before I keep going, each of these units will have some sort of niche, right? Shushu and Nei are a little bit, they are sort of niche, but they're a bit more universally used. But everything else here has, generally speaking, a niche area that they excel at, and then that's basically it. So I'll go through all those. Now, Tenka is a Moon Abyss specialist. So if you care about doing floor 99, or basically like the maximum points, right? Then Tenka's great for that. She's one of the best tanks because she is quite unique in that she is a dodge tank. There's not too many good dodge tanks with maximum damage reduction, and she does have it in her kit. Now, you do need to skill her out a fair bit to reach that, but she has that potential, right? So you may have to invest into her, but regardless of who you pick from here, they all kind of need skill ups to be good anyway, unfortunately, right? Not many of them, I think none of them really work very well at rank 1. You do have to put in some gold reverbs to make them good. But yeah, that's where she will excel at. She can technically be used in PvP as well as a T-Starry bait unit because she will be running on low HP, being a dodge unit, and she'll have max damage reduction with dodging. And Shushu doesn't reduce that, right? Because Shushu does have an armor debuff, but obviously that doesn't affect Tenka because she's a dodged tank, right? Which makes it hard for people to remove her off the field. And she can just check Starries that way. Now, the downside of her is that she doesn't provide much utility outside of that. She doesn't have any like damage, or her damage is pretty poor, right? So basically, she's a pure T-Starry tank, and not everyone runs T-Starry anymore anyway. It's more like if the meta shifts back towards T-Starry again, then maybe Tenka will be great in that. So yeah, I think she's the third most useful out of this bunch. After that, it's kind of equal between all of the new units, right? So we've got Yakumo, we've got Mira, and we've got Fubuki, right? So all three, I think they are like decent in specific comps. So obviously Fubuki's for guards, Mira is flexible because she's an assault type. Currently, I don't think there's an actual assault team that anyone's been running. I guess you could run her in an assault team if that becomes a thing. And Yakumo is specific for heavy teams. So if you're not running a heavy team, then you don't need a Yakumo at all. But I think she probably has the most potential out of these three because her ability seems quite strong. But you need rank 10 for her to unlock that ability, which is a very high investment, which means it's, gonna be quite hard to scale her up. Um, so you really have to like be dedicated to running a heavy team to run Yakumo. But I think she has the best potential. The other two are decent enough, I think, with enough skill ups. But again, at the moment, I don't think anyone's running them, and I don't foresee them being ran for a while. Even like Fubuki, who is a guard unit, doesn't have that much. Doesn't see that much use because Harriet exists, and there's also like Fafnir, who is also like a good bruiser, like DPS already in guards. So there's no room really for Fubuki when you also consider that you need a space for Hlock, and then you probably want to run Mo as well. Then the like Shushu and like auto taunts. This is no room for Fubuki to fit into a team, unfortunately. Even if she is good, she has to outclass Harriet, and Harriet is probably not gonna be outclassed anytime soon. Um, so I think she's decent, but not worth the investment at the moment. Then lastly, we have the least useful unit out of the bunch, and that is Himari. A little unfortunate because I do like her design, but I haven't seen her used at all in heavy teams. And when I tried her out on like rank 1, she didn't seem to do anything, like no damage, doesn't taunt or anything. So I don't know what her actual purpose is in like PvP or anywhere really. Heavy teams generally are only used in PvP, and yeah, I just don't think Himari is any good. So it's really just for your wallpaper, if you want to one of a collection, that kind of thing. So yeah, she's probably the least important out of the bunch. So anyway, that covers all the new units and how I would rank them for priority because we only have 1 week left. So I figure this might help you decide on what to focus on before the end of the collab. So yeah, that is it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope that is helpful, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.